An abortion is a medical or surgical procedure that deliberately ends a pregnancy before an embryo or fetus is born. Opponents of abortion generally refer to themselves as pro-life, while advocates for reproductive rights typically identify as pro-choice. The issue remains highly controversial. Opponents of abortion typically object to the practice for religious or ethical reasons.
The main argument with the issue on abortion is when does life begin? When is the fetus considered a child? According to the Endowment for Human Development, between 3 and 4 weeks after conception, the child's heart begins to beat. And about 9.5 weeks after conception, the child will respond to sound, yawn, and suck their thumb. According to Idaho's Health and Welfare Center, by week 10, all major body organs for the unborn child have formed. And by week 12, the last week of the first trimester, blood begins to form in the bone marrow. The kidneys begin to create urine, and the fetus now has the ability to fall asleep and wake up. Many people view the fetus as a human baby at this point due to them being able to make bodily functions.
In the first few weeks of pregnancy, the fetus is considered to be the size of a seed or a grain of salt. Therefore, the fetus is unable to feel any pain.
When observing the legality of abortions, it is important to note that scientists and doctors have used their judgment to establish the time period that vary by state between legally aborting a fetus and illegally murdering a child. The yellow states ban abortions at the 20th week. The orange states ban abortions between the 22nd and 24th week. The red states ban abortion in the 3rd trimester. The gray states have no bans in place for abortion. And the slash states previously banned abortions in the 20th week in the 3rd trimester, but the bans were overturned.
People also say abortion becomes logical when the life of a fetus is at stake. This is an example such as health problems that can cause the death to the fetus or the mother. In a doctor's perspective, it is more logical to save one life rather than losing two.
You cannot legally end the life of another person simply because their existence makes your life less convenient, because that child's life takes priority over your own happiness. If the woman chooses to abort her child in effort to decide when she wants to have a baby, then she shouldn't have engaged in a child-conceiving act of sexual intercourse.
Others argue that the decision on abortion should be left up to the mother. This is because the fetus is unable to make its own decisions. Also, the decision on this topic should not be anyone else's concern. It is a private action between the mother and her physician. The reason for abortion can go beyond health reasons. The mother may feel that birthing the child can do more harm than good on circumstances such as stability, living conditions, and overall safety of the fetus.
In 1973, the U.S. Supreme Court decided that state laws which made it illegal for a woman to have an abortion up to 3 months of pregnancy were unconstitutional, and that the decision on whether a woman should have an abortion up to 3 months of pregnancy should be left to the woman and her doctor to decide.